Hello, everyone. Welcome to my story on how I became a PSW and how that kind of saved me. Before we start, I just want to say welcome to this brand new channel where I give you my 2 cents. Basically, I want this channel to be a place where I just talk about anything from movie reviews to my job, anything like that. So, if you enjoy what you see, please hit that subscribe button, like, share, you know what to do. So to start off, I feel like I got to give you all some context on where I was before I decided to pursue becoming a PSW. So around 2023, I actually quit my job in fast food and, I didn't leave that job on good terms but that's a story for another time. So basically, I was jobless for the rest of the year and actually, my friend actually quit his job too. So basically, we had the best gaming sessions for about 6 months and we basically relived our childhood. Anyways, during that time, I was trying to look for a job and I was looking for stuff like customer service, fast food, retail. I even tried using my graphic design diploma to pursue something in that field. Long story short, none of that stuff really worked out. I had a few interviews and, it was either stuff I didn't want, like door-to-door sales or commission work. So how did I become a PSW? Well, around February 2024, I was actually sick of being broke. And as a 23-year-old, I was wondering, what am I going to do with my life? Well, my mom was a PSW. Actually, she still is a PSW. And I remember telling her that this was my backup plan when I'm 27 years old. Well, fast forward, I can't even get a job at a Starbucks. So I decided, okay, well, this is the time to actually pursue something. It's better than doing nothing. But before I asked my mom, I started doing some research on some schools and the education and, looked at the big college there where I did graphic design and as well as looking at private schools, which my mom went through. I actually missed both windows, so I realized that going to the big college was the next opening in May, I believe. So I brought it up to my mom, and I did all the paperwork, and I was signed up for a PSW course in May. Now, I actually went to the same college for 4 years for graphic design. Now, I actually got the diploma for my parents and just to say I completed college. Basically, after I finished that program, I said, I'm never coming back here. And long story short, a year or two later, I'm back there. This time it was different though because I was actually a better student. I didn't have friends. I actually sat in the front row, even if it was by myself. Now, one thing that was surprising was I was actually the minority in the class. It was mostly foreigners, and to be honest, at 23, I thought I'd be on the older side. In reality, I was actually one of the younger people in the class. I believe the age range was around 35 to 45. We actually had a couple 50-year-olds in the class, so good for them. Now, I actually went through the course pretty good. I handed in my assignments on time, never late, studied for all the tests and quizzes, and that being said, I actually went through my struggles. There was times when I was saying, why am I doing this? And there's stuff I can't really talk about. If you work in healthcare, I saw some pretty messed up stuff. Anyways, I finished my final day of placement and talked to my professor, and that was it. I finished this course. Not only did I finish this course, I finished it with honors. Now, for context, I am not smart. Actually, my graphic design diploma, it was a 3-year course, but I turned it into a 4-year course because I actually failed out of one semester. So fast forward to January 2025, I just took a couple weeks off for the holidays and now it was time to apply for jobs. Now, I had a few I was really looking at and I had my number one choice. Long story short, I got an interview with my number one choice and I was actually very confident in the interview and I got the job. So February, I started the job and boom, I was suddenly a PSW. Now, I've been a PSW for about a year and a half now, and it's really taught me a lot of life lessons. It made me realize that all I want to do with my life is really help people. Now, I didn't realize it then until now, but I feel like helping the less fortunate has actually made me more happy. Anyways, that is why becoming PSW has really saved my life. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you made it to the end, and let me know what you think of my story down below. I hope to hear from yours. Anyways, thanks again, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye.